Hey, how's it going, guys? Alright, so December last year, I shared a video showing you how to put crypto data using the import XML function in Google Sheets. But I'll go into some of the feedbacks, and there were a couple of limitations that I noticed that I want to address in this follow-up video. Alright, so here, let me close these first. Alright, so in this video, I want to address two issues. So the first issue is that if we go back to CoinMarketCap's website, there are additional information such as the price statistics or let me see, and this 4 cubes information such as market cap, fully diluted market cap, all this information that can be useful to some of you guys. I want to pull those data in this video as well. And the second issue was that from the original video, I showed you how to create a trigger to refresh the formula after a certain minute or hour, but apparently the formula wasn't updating, and that was because in Google Sheets, for the import XML function, the information won't update unless you update the cell reference. For example, if I look at my original formula, which is this import XML function, and here I have a cell reference that linked to cell C1, which is the URL. If I simply refresh the page, the formula is not going to refresh. It's going to keep all the information as it is. And the only way to force the data or information to update is by removing the URL and we paste the URL back. And for that, we're going to kind of like a workaround to trigger the formula to think that we're getting a new input and to force the formula to recalculate. And I'll show you a workaround that I came up with, which is to use AppScript. And we'll write some of the code, which is going to be very minimal, to force the information to update. Alright, so here let me show you what the finalized template is going to look like. And here's the template. And we can use this tab as a template, so every time when you want to add a new currency, we can simply make a copy of this template tab and change the tab name. So for example, if I want to add a new coin, and let's do USD coin, I can simply copy the URL and replace the URL. And it's going to put in the information, giving the currency URL. And then this macro, which is going to be a very simple script that we're going to write later on, which is going to force the formula or all the information to update, basically. And because it's depending on Google's server, so sometimes it may take maybe a minute, or sometimes can take maybe 10 seconds, it depends. Nice. But let me authenticate my account first, because this is a brand new worksheet. Right, so if I go back to extension macros, and here I have a macro called recalculate. If I run the recalculate macro, and here, oh, give me a second. Alright, so apparently it's going to look at my current active cell. Here, let me do that again. Alright, so I'll update the code as we go along, but for now, if I run the recalculate macro, it's going to update the crypto information. And if you want to download the template, you can find the link in the description below. Alright, so here let me put this aside. Now here's the template layout. And the reason why I want to show you how to put the other information is because when you use the import XML function, it can get a bit tricky to getting the information in the correct format. Alright, so here let me move the tab into a separate window. Alright, so the first item I want to insert to this template is the currency name and the currency symbol. Alright, so here if I go into CoinMarketCap's if I go into one of the currencies page, and here's the currency name, and here's the symbol. Now I want to examine the tag name. Right, so if we look at the element that is associated to this item, to this currency names item, the element is tied to this h2 tag, followed by this attribute. So I'm going to grab the class value, and I'll insert the import XML function. And I'll select the source, which is going to be the URL. And for the expect query, I'm going to insert 2 forward slashes, indicating that I want to start from the this particular tag that I'm going to insert. And it's going to be h2. Then I'm going to insert an open square bracket. And to insert an attribute, I'm going to insert the @ symbol, followed by the attribute type. Then I'm going to insert the class value or the attribute value. And make sure that you wrap the key value or the ID with a pair of single quotation. Now I need to insert a closing square bracket to finish out the query. And double quotation, and enter. Right, so this is going to return 2 items. One is the currency name, and the other item is going to be the symbol. And for this cell, I only want the first item, so here I can insert the index function. And it's going to read the output from this formula. And because I only want the first item, so I'm going to insert 1 to indicate that I only want the first item. Then I'll copy this formula, and I'll paste that onto the currency symbol cell. And I'll change the index to 2. Alright, so for the market cap, these 4 items. Let's take a look. Actually 5. Oh, this should be dilute market cap. So let me update the label. Alright, so this one is not too bad. So here I'm going to select the item that I want to import and inspect. And it's going to be tied to this element right here, status value. Now follow the same approach. So I'm going to grab the import XML formula from cell C4. And here I'm going to simply copy and paste. And I'll change the tag to, and it's going to be div. And the attribute type is going to be class. Now I'm going to grab the class value, and I'll update the class value, and enter. And it's giving me a reference error. And that's because if we read the error message, because my array will expand here. Alright, so let me move these to here. Yeah, so notice that here, when I insert this formula, it's going to return all the items associated to this element. Here, let me expand the window. So this element is associated to these 4 items: market cap, diluted market cap value, and supply. And there should be one more. Oh, I know why. So one of the item, which is this percentage symbol, is associated to value divided by market cap. And follow the same technique, I'm going to insert the index function. And this time I want to make my formula a little bit more dynamic. So I'm going to insert the column function to the second parameter. And I want to use cell A1. And it's going to return 1. So the column function is going to read the column cell reference and return the column number that is associated to the cell reference. And finish the formula. And here I made a mistake, so I should close the function here. Okay, now I can autofill the formula to the right. And for the value divided by market cap, this should be percentage. Alright, so that's for the summary information, I guess. Alright, so for the next item is going to be putting the statistic table, which is going to be, let me go back. Which is going to be this table right here. And the good thing is only need one single formula to put everything. Alright, so here, let me go back. If I examine one of the elements associated to the price statistics table, if I look at the parent element, everything is contained within this table tag or element. And that means I can import the information as a table. But first I want to slice the data layer by layer. So I'm going to go from the parent first. And here, let me grab this formula. Now copy and paste. Now grab the class value. Now change status value to the ID. Oops. Alright, so it's going to give us a lot of information or a very long text string. And we need to slice the information into a 2 columns table. And to do that, so here, let's go back to the expect query. So we know this element represents the parent of the table tag. And to reference the table, so I can insert 2/table. And that will send the data as a single table. But here, we still have a very messy text string. Now if I expand the table element, so for each row, we have this tr tag. And the tr tag basically represents the row itself. So from the table element, I want to reference the t-body element. Then I want to grab all the tr rows. So here I'll say, gives me the information from the table element. And from the table element, I want to slice the data by t-body. And from the output, I want to slice the information by the tr tag. And that'll give us the statistics table, and which is going to be identical to this table right here. Now I can format the table, maybe by inserting a border. Now align all the values to the right. Now change the background color of the headers. Actually, let's go back. I'll change the background color maybe to light green. And for the text color, I'll set that to black and bold. And that's it for the template. Now if I want to import a crypto's information from CoinMarketCap, So here let's choose a coin that is not well known. Let's do FTX token. Right, so the way how I will use this template is I'll make a copy of the template tab. And here I can change the URL. And I'll post in the information associated to this currency. The downside is we need to manually update the tab name. Alright, so let's work on the recalculate function. Now click on the extensions menu and click on app script. And you should see the app script window is going to launch. On the top is going to be the project name, and the project is tied to the spreadsheet itself. Now I want to click on files. I want to add a new script. And I'll name the module. So this is going to be a module. Utility.js. And JS stands for Google script. And it looks like insert the extension for you already. Alright, so here I'm going to insert a new function. And let me zoom in a little bit more. And I'll call the function recalculate. But first, I want to get the active sheet. So I'll create an object called active sheet. And from the spreadsheet reference, actually spreadsheet app reference, I want to get the active sheet by using the get active function. Next, I want to store the URL first. And we can do that by referencing the active sheet object that get range. And the URL is going to be in cell C1. And to retrieve the value, we want to insert the get value function. Alright, so this is going to be retrieve spreadsheet information. Now we're going to replace source URL. Right, so we're going to reference the active sheet object. And want to clear the URL first. And it's going to be get range C1 dot clear. And I only want to clear the content. So I'm going to insert a set of curly bracket. Inside the curly bracket, I'm going to insert the option type. It's going to be contents only. And I'll set this to true. Then I want to insert the URL in cell C1. So we're going to reference the cell range by using the getRange function. Then we insert the cell address. Then we want to paste the value by using the setValue function. Insert the URL. And that's it. Alright, so here let me save the macro first, or the project. Now if I go back to my spreadsheet, if I go to extensions, and if I go to macros, and it's still loading. Here, let me refresh the spreadsheet. Alright, so I guess, let's see. So I guess I need to run the function first for the macro to register. Okay. Alright, so when we first use the function or the macro, we need to grant permission to the project. So I'm going to click on Review Permissions and choose the account. Alright, so on this page, click on Events and click on this link to proceed. And click on Allow. Alright, so we just saw the macro has refreshed the formula, basically. Now going back to macros, and let me import macros. And from the import window, I see we have a function that we just wrote, which is the recalculate function that we can add to our macro list. And here I'm going to click on add function to add the function to my macro list. Alright, so if I go to macros, and here's the recalculate function. Now if I want to update the data, I'll simply go to extensions, macros, and recalculate. And now if I want to make this spreadsheet a web app, and basically you can make this spreadsheet kind of like a web page by publish the spreadsheet as a web app. And if I want the formula to update, let's say every hour, then I want to go back to the app script window. Now on the left hand side, we have different options. So we have triggers, editor, executions, and project settings. We want to go to triggers. I want to add a new trigger. And here we can choose the macro function that we want to execute. Then we can choose how we want to deploy the function. And there's only one option. And choose the event type. So we have three different types of event source. One is from the spreadsheet events. The other one is the time-driven event. And the third one is from Google Calendar. And I want to choose time-driven. And here we can set the interval type. Now let's say I want to update the data by running the recalculate function. Now let's do every hour. So here I'll change this to hour timer. And here we can set the interval to every hour. And if you want, you can even set the interval to every 5 minutes. But I'll recommend you set this to 1 hour. But this is everything that AppScript can provide to enhance the functionality of a Google spreadsheet. And click on Save. Alright, so at this point, the recalculate function is going to be executed every hour from the time that you create the trigger. And once the trigger has been executed, it's going to show you the timestamp when the recalculate function is being executed. Alright, so this is going to be everything I'm going to share in this video, and hopefully you guys found this video useful. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.